Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where I post every Monday and Thursday useful content related to UX and UI design. In today's episode, we'll be checking out some amazing new plugins in both Adobe XD and Figma. Down below, I'll be giving timestamps so you can skip to whichever tool you use and find out the best plugins for that tool. I just realized that only a small percentage of you guys are subscribed to the channel. So make sure you click on that subscribe button and also click on the bell right next to the subscribe button. The first plugin in Adobe XD is Auto Icon, and Auto Icon is one of the best icon libraries for Adobe XD. It has a bunch of collections that you can choose from right here. Most of them are free, some of them are paid depending on their status. For example, this Carbon design system icons are present here. If I click on this, it opens the entire library of Carbon icons right inside XD. You don't have to leave Adobe XD ever again. To insert any icon, I can just copy or I can just drag it out anywhere on the artboard and it will place it just there. I can then adjust it depending on the size, and since it's an SVG, it will not pixelate or the size will not increase or decrease. I can always change the color from the color palette on the right. Again, the advantage of using an SVG. I can always change it to a linear or a radial gradient as well to give it an added effect. Just like this. The best part about this is the search feature right here. The search has both free and premium options. So if I want just free icons, I can select that. And I can always search for any icon I like. So for example, I want a burger menu icon. So I can always click on the burger and again, I get the burger menu. The next plugin in XD is called Pixels. And Pixels is a great library of high quality images. I can always search for something like mountains. I can always select a rectangle, click on an image right here, and it applies this image into this rectangle in a perfect aspect ratio. The best part is it can fit images inside a polygon itself. So if you have a star or a triangle, you can basically just click on any image and it will fill this shape with a particular image right here. How cool is that? The next plugin is called Tags Manager, and often when we're designing something, organizing the artboards gets very difficult. So if I click on Tags Manager, it will allow me to search for a particular tag. For example, I click on this artboard first, I can always assign a new tag to it. So in this case, I'll name this home and add it as a tag right here. So if I have 3 or 4 home screens or 3 or 4 variants of those home screens, all 3 of this will have the home tag. I can always give an additional tag. For example, I have a third screen which I want to say third home or anything like that. I can give it a new tag called third home. So at any point of time, I want to select all the home screens together. I just click on this little home tag right here and it selects all 3 artboards. I can then delete the artboards, duplicate the artboards, or even remove tags manually from here. The next plugin is called Lillian Canvas Control. If I click on Canvas Control, it allows me to easily navigate the canvas just like this. It also allows me to increase or decrease the amount you want it to move. So basically increases, so you can make it move faster or slower, even zoom in and zoom out faster or slower. I can decrease this to move less, as you can see right now. Also, if I have an artboard selected, I can always click on this little icon here to zoom to that artboard itself. So as you can see, there is only a limited amount of options to edit your text right here, as in Adobe XD. But there is a plugin which allows you to expand these functionalities even more. So if I click on Text Plus, which is the plugin that we're using, it allows us to add and change different things to the text here and there. So for example, I want the text to have a prefix such as number 1. So I'll add a 1 and then just say add. This will add a prefix to my text. And in case we have multiple lines, it has so many new options as well. I can even give line numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for bulleted points. I can start with 1 and just say add. And in this case, it creates an automatic bulleted list right here. I can even change the trailing space. So if I say 20 here and choose beginning, it'll add 20 pixels of space before this. So if I say add, see how it just shifts it 20 spaces to the right. So the next plugin is called Frontitude, which allows you to manage all your content that you have placed inside Adobe XD. All you need to do is either sign in with Microsoft or Google. So for example, I have this piece of text right here. I'll then click on export content to allow it to export this. Once you're done with exporting, it basically allows you to add your content and designs to the cloud, not the Adobe cloud, but an external cloud in Frontitude. So if I click on open in Frontitude, it opens a new tab in my browser and it allows me to look at all the new copy or the data that I had put in my documents, as well as the images that I had put in my documents in Adobe XD. This also allows you to share it with people, and people can even comment on it, just like in XD, but in this case, it's more of the content side of things. Moving on with some amazing new Figma plugins. Now, the first plugin in Figma has turned out to be one of my favorite plugins in the past few months. This plugin basically allows me to create some very nice, smooth, as well as complex shadows right here in Figma without knowing much about shadows. And it's called Shadow Maker. Shadow Maker is one of the most impressive and easy to use shadow creation tools on Figma. As you can see, it allows you to choose the direction you want the shadow to go in, which is so smooth and works so well. Also, it allows you to increase or decrease the amount of layers you want. It also allows you to increase or decrease the opacity based on the color. I can always change the color from here to say a black to maybe a red or maybe a blue or purple. And I can always go for how much distance I want it to travel. So in this case, as you can see, it travels a lot of distance. It also has a lot of advanced options, which I really like. One thing is very off in this text. There are a lot of spelling mistake. Every is wrong, YouTube is wrong, Monday and Friday both are wrong. What if we had an option to autocorrect all these spelling mistakes? Now there's a plugin for that. It's called Spell Checking for Figma. If I click on this plugin, if I click on start spell checking, see how it's changing YouTube to YouTube. I'll click on YouTube and see how it changes YouTube right here. Account, it is selecting as amount. So if I want to ignore it, I can always ignore it right here. And free day, it is changing to Friday. So it has fixed most of my text. In case you have an entire paragraph, this will have more usage to you. Now, a lot of you guys want to create good neumorphic designs, but it's very hard. There are a lot of steps, and often we end up copying stuff from here and there. Now, there's a plugin called Neumorphism. If I click on this, what it allows me to do is I can convert anything right here into a neumorphic element. So if I click on this circle and click on Neumorph it basically changes it into a neumorphic design. It also allows me to edit based on how I like it. I can change the intensity or decrease the intensity of the shadow or neumorphism. It also allows me to choose the light source. In case the light is coming from the top left, it will change the shadow as well as the shape here. It also allows me to choose whether I want the shape pushed in like a depth filter here. I have a neumorphic element here. Of course, I can change the color and basically fine tune it to make it better, but it has already fixed everything for us. Now, the next plugin is super useful in case you want to compress anything inside Figma. So there is this really heavy and big image I've copied from Unsplash. This plugin is called Downsize, and this is one of the only plugins on Figma that does this. I can always change the quality. So in this case, it is a percentage. So anywhere between 10 and 100, I'll change it to 10 and you'll see a little bit of difference. I'll also change it to a JPEG since JPEG can be compressed to a higher value. Once I've done with that, I can quickly say compress, and it basically compresses my image right here without exporting anything. See how the image is now very pixelated because I changed it to the lowest setting. But in case you're exporting something which doesn't get pixelated a lot, or you just need to downsize it, this is the perfect plugin for you. Now the text here is cool and all, but I want to change the font. And there's so many font options and typeface options that I get confused. This is where the next plugin comes in. It's called Better Font Picker, and it basically improves the font choosing. Right here, it opens a window which allows me to quickly search for or look at any fonts. So if I want to type it in something like Nanito Sans, which is my favorite, it will quickly show me Nanito Sans in Nanito Sans rather than showing me just plain text. Fooling around, I can basically choose whichever font I like, and it shows me the font in that exact same style. That I think is very useful, and it will help you in the long term as well. Next plugin is called Responsify. If you want to know how your design will look on multiple displays or screens, this plugin is going to help you. Responsify basically allows you to choose between iPhone, Android, tablet, desktop and watch. So if I want to convert the current screen to say a watch screen. Alright guys, that was it for today's video. If you like this video, make sure you click on that thumbs up button and also subscribe to the channel for videos every Monday and Thursday. Thank you all for all the support and love. I will see you in the next video. Till then, God bless.